Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2020 pre-annual meeting kickoff event. We are actually going to go right into, Kevin Henry, the video to get ourselves in the mindset of this awesome. Sorry, I got my slides mixed up. The theme for the annual meeting this year for Miami is emotional fitness and mental resilience. And that is what we are going to be focused on today and what we're going to be focused on when we're in Miami. And I will talk a little bit more about that after this quick video.
Marathon in 5 days. All of us, we all going, yeah, we're getting fired up. I said, yeah, we're going to start tomorrow at 5 a.m. and everyone's hugging each other. Yes, 5 a.m. We leave. 5 a.m. comes. It's dark. It's cold. Our bed is comfortable. It's hard to get motivated at 5 in the morning. And maybe you do it one day, but again and again, you go through it again and again. That is the X-ray vision. It's seeing through your broken bones to get to your goal. You have to train your brain by doing things that make you uncomfortable consistently to build this mindset that when things get hard, which they will be, we don't shy away, we don't quit, we attack. I'm seeing through all those walls. I'm getting to where I want to go.
See, I've learned everybody on the face of this planet, they want something. Everybody that comes into this world, they want something. Everybody wants greatness. Everybody wants excellence. But the question is, what are you willing to go through in order to get it? What type of dedication? What type of commitment? What type of sacrifice?
I tell people all the time, if this is not your vision, if you don't see this as part of your real contribution, it doesn't make you fully live and express, and it's your real goals, bail. Quit sooner than later. But if you know it's right for you, then resilience is everything. The ability to be resilient toward your dreams, keep marching on, win the struggle, the trial, the chaos, the frustration, the hurt, the anger, the disappointment, the shame, the regret, the embarrassment, when all that is there and you keep marching on, you know you'll be a successful person. It's the ability to be optimistic enough to know this too shall pass. This time shall change. I will find a way. I will honor my truth and keep pursuing my dreams. Thick and thin, storm or night, I will maintain my march.
Mental toughness says, not only do I climb that doggone mountain, I enjoy climbing the mountain. I get a kick out the mountain. I get a kick out the weights. I get a kick out of going up against the #1 team. I get a kick out of fatigue. I get a kick out of the grind. I get a kick out of it. I hope that you understand that every single person that you look at, every single person that you admire, every single person that you aspire to be like is literally just a regular human fucking being like you that has worked their motherfucking ass off. Now, it's going to be hard. Understand that. It's going to be very hard. But you ain't got nothing else to do, because let me tell you something about being not successful. Being not successful, that's really hard. So you might as well apply yourself to something that has a benefit. And what some of you doing wrong, you play the game, but you're not the game. You play football, but you're not football. You got to go all in. You take advantage of this opportunity. You let everything else go. You eat different. You study different. You practice different.
That is something that is built and ingrained into a successful person, not because they were lucky with it, not because they grew up with it, because they developed it by doing it once, they did it again, they did it again, they did it again. The more bold and courageous you are, the more bold and courageous you'll be in the future. The more confident you are today, the more confident you'll be in the future. The more you overcome yesterday's struggles today, the more you'll be able to overcome the bigger struggles tomorrow. Never forget these things. Keep marching, my friend.
All right. Love that video. We will be posting that video on Workplace so you can really get the full essence of the music and the communication on that. It's awesome. 2022 is upon us, and we've all experienced a myriad of emotions, a myriad of experiences in the last year and a half, 2 years. And we want to focus this year and this annual meeting and this pre-annual meeting right today on emotional fitness and mental resilience. This is what's going to have us be an even stronger company in the future. And this is what has our clients and anybody that we work with be as successful as possible. I know there's a lot of amazing things that are going on in our company right now. We just finished a record year as far as collections goes. I know Bernie will probably go into that a little bit. We had just had an F50 event last week that I heard was outstanding. We have a whole new group of new coaches. Welcome to our new coaches. We have about 12 or 13 new people in this pod that we just started about a week and a half ago. We have so much going on with our different divisions. We have a lot to be excited about. For this meeting here in this virtual meeting, this kickoff meeting for the year, we're going to be hearing from a lot of different people today. I know we have some special guests, and I know you didn't really get the agenda, and that was part of the mystery here. We want you to just get excited about what you have in the next few hours coming at you. Please take notes, please stay present, and be fully energized, because you're going to get the most out of this meeting if you are in that state, in a peak state. Yes. So I first want to introduce our CEO, Bernie Stoltz, who has done just an amazing job in the last 25, 30 years of leading us, but really in the last 2 years. We know that whatever has gone on in this world, we were built for this. And Bernie has truly helped us navigate our waters and come out even stronger. So Bernie, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story with mental toughness and what you want to give us as far as the company updates goes?
Well, good morning or good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're in, or 6 a.m. in the morning in Honolulu, right? Anyway, greetings from Pebble Beach, California. Big week for us out here. We got the golf tournament going on. And so, yeah, let's talk a little bit. I'll just give you my 2 cents on emotional fitness and mental toughness, and maybe just give you a very, very recent story that just happened Friday night about a mindset that I had to be in. But I want to start off with just a couple quotes about where I think all emotional fitness starts. And I think most of you have heard this before from me, but it's putting your mind in gratitude first. A couple quotes. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. That was Cicero who said that. Here's another one. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. And one final one I'll give you from Maya Angelou. Let gratitude be the pillow upon which you kneel and say your nightly prayer. And for any of you who have ever heard me speak, you know that I use gratitude as my foundation. So if you want to be emotionally fit, you want to draw the mental toughness, I think you draw that. I mean, what I've always used is kind of a recipe to put my head in the right place and decide who I'm going to be every single day. And by the way, that's emotional fitness. Emotional fitness is when you choose the attitude and the attitude doesn't choose you. You determine what the events are going to be and not be dictated by the events, because from the gratitude, then I get 4 other strengths that I think all work together in harmony. Happiness comes out of my gratitude. When I'm grateful, I get happy. And I've asked people this in live seminars. I say, well, last time I checked, happy people live longer. Happy people make more money. Happy people attract more happy people. So I think part of emotional fitness and mental toughness is decide in advance you want to be happy. The happiness leads me to the next one, which is kindness. I want to be kind to people. And when you're kind to people, then you tap into another power of the universe, I believe, which is the law of attraction. Because whatever you send out, if you're kind, if you lead with your giving hand, then it comes back to you. It usually comes back tenfold. The other thing that it allows me to do is it allows me to live in an abundant world. And boy, in a world of people who have chosen scarcity sometimes, it really helps to know that there's always enough. And I've also added one more for 2022. And I think this is also a great ingredient to to having emotional fitness, mental toughness, and that's optimism. Optimism. Because when you're optimistic, the opposite of pessimistic, then all things are possible. So emotional fitness, mental toughness is a choice. It's a choice we make every single day, and it carries us through. And, you know, I know that not everyone's always in the best place and things happen, life, that's called life, right? But what I would tell you is that I had to be grateful when I didn't have some of the things I have today. It was the gratitude that gets you through the tough times. It's what gets you up at 5 a.m. in the morning, as that video showed. And I think all of those combined give you one other opportunity, and that is to exercise resourcefulness. Resourcefulness. I think it was a couple meetings ago, Shannon Richkowski talked a little bit about her stories and how she got to where she is today. And I would say there was a hell of a lot of resourcefulness. The Here and the Now story started Friday night. We had a wonderful F50 meeting at Dentsply Sirona's national headquarters in Charlotte. If you've never been there, I suggest you get there. It's a gorgeous facility, great environment. But as you know, there was a big nor'easter coming in last Friday night. And so a lot of people were leaving early. There was a lot of flights canceled. And so I get to the Charlotte airport and my flight shows on time. Everything's good. But I knew in the back of my mind that I was going to have to go through Atlanta to get back to the West Coast at a connector. And undoubtedly, as soon as the pilots get on the plane, they announce, hey, we got some bad news. Atlanta's in a complete shutdown mode. Everyone's got to deplane. Well, there were I had a choice right there. One choice was just go with the program, go with the Delta Airlines program and go out in the lobby, sit there, wait. And by the way, 2020 hindsight, if I had did that, I wouldn't have got home until midnight the following night. But see, resourcefulness and being prepared kicked in, because what I did is I immediately went on my phone. I immediately saw what flights were going west that did not include Atlanta Hartsfield Airport. And I saw that there was actually a direct right on American. I ran right over to American, got on the plane, and cost me a few bucks, but I tell you what, it was well worth it. So it's about being resourceful. And for some of you, as you start flying around the country again or whatever, know that your phone and your search engine on that phone for flights is your best friend. So again, I mean, it's all a state of mind. It's all a choice. Kim wanted me to just give you guys some company updates. And first of all, as Kim said, 2021 was the greatest year in the history of Fortune Management on many, many levels. First of all, from a total sales perspective, it was a record breaker. We also, for all of our shareholders, we distributed the largest dividend per share in the history of the company by a long margin. We almost doubled. We did a 10 cent per share distribution, which was the year before was a record at 6 cents. So we almost doubled the best year. So phenomenal. And I want to put some acknowledgments out there to our leadership team and to all of you. That was a joint effort. That was a collected effort of everybody, and bouncing back from COVID and all the things that we've done. Also, we're at the largest amount of coaches that we've ever had and franchisees in the company. And I'm really, really excited about all the things that have been built out kind of in our, I'll call it our galaxy or universe of companies. Some of them internal, some of them are connected, and you'll hear about some of them today. But one thing I'm really optimistic, I'll use that word optimism today. I'm optimistic that we are continuing to move toward a better presence with online education with our practice playbook. And I got to tell you guys, to me, you have to use that as a tool for stickiness to really make you able to work smarter, not harder. The more that you can empower through online education, I think the better you're going to be. You're going to hear a lot today about True Blue, which was 18 months in the making. The last 18 months, True Blue, which is a sister company to Fortune, was all about product development. 2022 is going to be the execution year. It's now getting all Fortune clients on that platform. And there's so many really, really cool things that are sitting on that platform. I think you'll hear more in the next, well, probably today about Addit. Addit is now our online monitoring system, but it's so much more. True Blue Direct, True Blue Teams. We've got our own new HR program and payroll and buying programs and all of those things. And I want to make sure you guys know there is no other company in our space. First of all, we're the best at what we do with our core products. But when we add all of these other things along with it, the synergistic approach is amazing. And no one can do what we're doing at this point. Because you think about it, you think about the galaxy of companies, and every one of those, to me, should be used in conjunction with one another. In other words, you start off with Fortune and the beautiful new camps, by the way, which are much more user-friendly, easier for more of you to deliver. And what's in lockstep with that, you're going to hear more about our Speaker Academy. We're excited to see a lot of you get trained in how to present these. And I'm really excited about our annual meetings coming up in Miami. In fact, I was surprised today. I saw that there's still a lot of people that need to get registered. So little ask from me to you is get registered, make sure everyone knows you're going to be present in Miami, because we're only a little over a month away. But I think if you look at the whole synergy now, we're in a position now that the best position we've ever been in, because you think about all the different things that orbit around this universe called Fortune, whether it be the camps, whether it be the hygiene mastery support that you can have, which I said last year at our annual meetings. I just think every team in the country should have that at least for 6 months. It's the financial planning and money management component that Sequoia brings. It is the ability to help new dentists through our startup division. It's the ability to help the doctors who now want to get paid for what they know instead of what they do in our F50 scaling division. And with True Blue and Practice Playbook. And I think the businesses within a business, the best businesses within a business, and why you want to carry a Fortune card and why you bought a Fortune franchise or why you decided to be a contractor through Fortune is because you knew that it was a total brand of total immersion and it's best in class. So that's what I'm excited about the company. Kim also wanted me a little bit to talk about the industry as a whole. It's not without its challenges, but let me say this. I believe, and again, optimism is always the place I'm going to come from, but I believe that we're on the precipice of probably the greatest decade ever in dental. The awareness level, the economy, just all the things that have led to the growth of dentistry. So I believe, if you talk to people in the know, whether you're looking at private equity, venture capital, or just people in the space, most people today are buyers. They're not sellers. They're investors. They're not sellers. So it's exciting that we get to play a big part in the growth of what I think is a very dynamic profession and probably the sweetheart of all of healthcare. In fact, you take a look at our biggest two divisions, dentistry and veterinary medicine, both of them thriving. So I think this next decade is going to be amazing. What are some of the factors that are driving some things that you guys all need to be aware of? We talked about some of those last year. Some of those themes have continued. First of all, the country and the world is faced with a lot of inflation right now. The inflation rate, I think, just came in at like 7%. Now, depending on how you want to spin that, you can say the growth rate of our gross domestic product went up by 7%, but let's not kid ourselves. Inflation is there, and you do need to coach doctors with that in mind when it comes to things like adjusting their fee schedules, because they are paying more for supplies. They are paying more for labor. You know, the other thing that's still there is this siege, this DSO siege, private equity and outside money investing into the space because it's such a lucrative space. It's a space that, if it's run right, can drop 20 points of EBITDA to the bottom line after paying the doctors. So a lot of money managers and people looking to park capital are in that, which has created somewhat of a siege, somewhat of a greed factor around the country as well. We need to be aware of that. I don't think it's a surprise to talk about what's being, called now the Great Resignation. Great Resignation, meaning that it's the hardest time ever to fill spots inside your dental practices. But I think you have to break it down. If we're going to be good coaches, then on that particular subject, I think that you teach your clients, first of all, to bring those same attributes that I talked about in my opening comments, especially resourcefulness and optimism. But resourceful means you're always willing to mitigate a situation, whether it be good or bad. So mitigation in the Great Resignation of not having enough people to work in dental practices can be done from many dimensions. First of all, you have to understand the mindset of the American worker. We're going through a paradigm shift, not just in the United States, but I think worldwide. I think it was going to happen with or without COVID. But the paradigm shift is that a lot of people in the workforce do not want to be employees anymore. They don't want to go to an office or a brick and mortar facility or be bound by particular hours, 8 to 5 existence, Monday through Friday. So if we know that to be true, then one of the things that a dental office has to do, if they're being resourceful, is they've got to take a look at how many seats in that dental office could we move to virtual. Now, that's either with people that you have working in your front desk, or it's outsourcing it. We're doing a lot today with virtual front office. So I think you have to use that. I think on the hygiene front, we know that that's an issue. So how do you mitigate that? Well, I think one of the things that I'm a fond believer of, and I think we're heading this way, is empower hygienists very much like you empower associate dentists. I think they're going to need to be compensated on percentages of collectible production. And I'll be pretty specific. I think it's somewhere between 30 and 35% of their collectible production on a monthly basis. I think that empowers them. I think the good ones will want to do that. And I think you'll be able to attract a higher quality hygienist if you start treating them as if you compensated them like associate dentists. The other mitigation point is use young new dentists at doing hygiene. I said this the other day to our F50 group, and that is that if you handle it properly, if you're bringing young associates in and telling them that they get to diagnose and they get to fill their own restorative schedules by doing a day of hygiene here or there. Shannon Richkowski will also tell you that assisted hygiene is another way to mitigate. And then on the RDAs, or just dental assistants, I think we're in an era now where we have to get our employers, our practices, our doctors very, very committed to training and developing young dental assistants. And there's a lot of those things because the older ones are retiring or they just aren't coming back. So I think there's a lot of ways to mitigate all that stuff. So that's what I see in the industry. as far as if I gave you guys any sage comments for the year, as far as your own businesses are concerned, just remember that game's never changed. To be successful at fortune management, it's going to come down to three things always. It's your ability to enroll and have people believe in you. By the way, people want to believe in happy people, optimistic people. You know, part of being a great coach is when you can see things better than they really are for your clients. You have to always come from that prism. So I think it's about enrolling. It's about getting results and getting them fast. One of the things that we show every once in a while is that PowerPoint slide with about 20 different items or checklists of what I call low-hanging fruit, so that when you sign any new client on in this country, you pull that 20 checklist out and you say, okay, where is all the low-hanging fruit in this practice, in this client that I just signed? Because make no mistake, clients want wins on the scoreboard as quickly in the relationship as possible. And by the way, we know this to be true. We know that if, for instance, if you pull off a merger acquisition in the first 12 months of working with a practice and you grow a practice that way, boy, they're not going to leave you anytime soon. And of course, the third element, if it's enrolling them, it's getting results, the results lead to the third thing that's absolutely mission critical in this business and in this company, and that's long-term retention. And people need a trusted advisor. People need mentors. And if you can fill those shoes, they'll never leave you. We've got so many coaches who have doctors in this system that have been with us now 20 or 25 years. They have become an annuity. And by the way, here's the payoff for you guys is the longer you keep a client, the easier your job becomes. And you continue to expand their vision. The other thing I would say is also remember what makes Fortune different is the way that we approach every client. We always lead with culture. Culture first, then structure, then strategy. We're the antithesis of a transactional business. We want to build people, we want to grow people. But at the same time, you got to get pragmatic and you have to get those results on the scoreboard. So I think in closing, Kim, I could not be more optimistic about all the initiatives, everything that's going on. We're the best we've ever been right now. We're the best we've ever been. And excited for all the new coaches who have put their trust in the brand, and just excited for the year. And I'll see you guys all in Miami. Mahalo.
Awesome. Thank you, Bernie. That's awesome. And by the way, please do use your the chat if you have any questions. Wanted to go back to the slide for Miami because I think Jennifer did an amazing job with the theme. We knew in looking at this year that we know that many of you have had some challenges in the last 18 months, whether it's because of the pandemic or because of your sales or bringing on coaches or whatever that might be. And we know that focusing on ourselves and our emotional state management is going to be extremely important. So that's why this Miami emotional fitness and mental resilience theme is going to be throughout the whole entire meeting that we're going to have in Miami. And I loved how Bernie really talked about the scarcity versus abundance mindset. All the negativity out there in the world, whether you're coming across clients or just people out there in the world or some of the new news, it's all around fear-based thinking and around scarcity mindset. And we are the complete opposite of that. However, it's tough if everybody around you is coming from scarcity. So it's almost more important for you yourself to keep grateful and to keep focused on all the good that you have in your life, because then you can be a beacon of hope for other people. So emotional fitness and mental resilience is our theme for Miami. And I can go through a little bit of the timeline. We've got, and Bernie mentioned that we have a great couple of days. We've got Monday and Tuesday of our annual meeting. Monday is going to be focused mostly on your business and getting your business to the next level and working with clients. And then Tuesday, we are going to focus mostly on you, yourself, as a coach, as a person, as a really looking at your life wheel so that you can get things where you want them to be for 2022. So you can be the best version of you, because without that, we don't have much, right? Wednesday is going to be a free day. Some people will be departing. Some clients will be coming in to celebrate with us for the Platinum Circle. If you are there Wednesday evening, I know Kevin Henry posted on Workplace, our friends at Bank of America and Digital Resource are going to be hosting a really fun party bus tour. So make sure if you are around that you join us for that. And then I know Lindsay Miller and her team are putting together an outstanding agenda for the Platinum Circle for Thursday and Friday, and then with the free day and group activity on Saturday. So as Bernie also mentioned, please sign up for the annual meeting. We really need to get head counts. We're only like a month out, and we need to make sure we know who's going to be there so we can make it the best and most outstanding meeting ever, as we always try and beat ourselves every year. Also, please make sure that you've made your hotel rooms, because we need to make sure that that you're able to stay there and be with us for that time. We will be reposting all of those things on Workplace right after this meeting. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Jennifer Tyson, who has a special guest